Hey there, Geometry. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to look at 9.8 Law of Cosines. So how to use the Law of Cosines to solve triangles and what is it? The Law of Cosines can be used to solve side lengths and angle measures of any triangle. And if we're given the triangle ABC, notice that across from angle A we have side A, across from angle B we have side B, and across from angle C we have side C. So we have three different options of how we can use the law of cosines. If we want to find A, we can take A squared and set it equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times the cosine of A. There are a lot of steps to do this, so make sure that you've got a calculator ready as well. B squared can be found by taking A squared plus C squared minus 2AC and the cosine of B, and C squared can be found if we take A squared plus B squared minus 2AB times the cosine of C. We want to be careful about how we solve equations as well, so make sure your calculators are ready, and we'll go ahead and get started with example 1. So we're going to solve for the missing side. One thing I like to do for solving for any triangle is go ahead and name it ABC. I start at the top and go clockwise with ABC, and then I name opposite from angle A is side A, opposite from side B is angle B is side B, and opposite from side C, angle C is side C. Because I'm given my missing length would be A, I'm going to use the first formula we wrote down, which is this A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC times the cosine of A. I'm going to write that formula down for the first example we do, but then after this, hopefully we catch on. So what I'm going to do is plug in everything and then talk about how we can walk through this. So I don't know A, so I'm going to just leave that as x squared, but B squared is 7 squared and C squared is 12 squared, and then minus 2 times 7 times 12 times the cosine of A, which is the cosine of 65, okay? Important that you follow order of operations when you're solving here or trying to solve for a variable. So I'm going to take care of 7 squared and 12 squared. And then this all is getting multiplied together. So 2 times 7 times 12 times the cosine of 65. So 2 times 7 times 12 times the cosine of 65. I get 70.9986797. So 70.999866797. Eventually we'll round to the nearest tenth when we're done. Now I have 49 plus 144 minus this long decimal. So 49 plus 144 minus the 70.9986797. We get 122.000132. So in order to figure out what that is, x is equal to, I'm going to take the square root of these numbers. So x can be the square root of 122 and change is about 11.045. So it gets even 11.05, or if you're rounding to the 10th, 11.0. Okay? So yes, lots of steps, but I feel like you can try it. Why don't we go ahead and try on with example 2, labeling with the top point, go counterclockwise, ABC, figure out where is your little a, little b, and little c, and go ahead and plug in. So I notice my c is missing, so I'm going to use the c squared is equal to a squared. Oopsies. That should be a. So that'd be 20 squared plus 25 squared minus 2 times 20 times 25 times the cosine of c, which is 108. Okay? This one could get tricky, so you just want to be cautious with what you're typing in. 20 squared is 400. 25 squared is 625. And then 2 times 20 times 25 times the cosine of 108 is a negative 309.0169944. That is going to be tricky if you didn't write down as a negative or make this plus 309. So 2 times 20 times 25, just checking my work here, times the cosine of 108, okay? So to solve, I'm going to just add in order or go from left to right here. So 400 plus 625 minus my answer from before, which was negative 309, which ends up adding. I'm going to get a big number, 1,334.016994. And then to find my answer, I'm taking the square root of this big number. So C is approximately 36.5 if we're rounding to the nearest tenth. Okay. Again, example 3, go ahead and pause it here, try it on your own, and when you're ready to check, click play. So I started with A, B, C. Even if you were off with your lettering, that's okay, because you'll eventually solve it the same way I am. Okay, this time my B is missing, so I'm going to say B squared is equal to A squared, which is 13 squared, plus C squared is 17 squared, minus 2 times 13 times 17 times the cosine of your B, which is 34. So 13 squared is 169, 17 squared is 289, and then 2 times 13 times 17 times the cosine of 34 is this decimal, 366.4346071. So we're going to add everything together from left to right. So 169 plus 289 minus that answer we just got, 366.434, blah, blah, blah. We're getting around 91.56539. So we're just finding the square root of this long decimal. And we're getting around 9.6, rounded to the nearest tenth. Next, we're going to look at 3 examples of what happens when I'm now trying to solve for the angle. So still want to start by plugging in our A's, B's, and C's, whatever's given to us. And it looks like we're trying to figure out what is B. So we want to use the cosine of B formula, which would be the B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC times the cosine of B. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug that in. B squared is 7 squared is equal to A squared, 11 squared, plus C squared is 12 squared, minus 2 times 11 times 12 times the cosine of B, which we don't know that yet, so I'm going to write cosine B, just like that. 7 squared is 49, 11 squared is 121, 12 squared is 144, and then I'm going to do 2 times 11 times 12. So minus 264 times the cosine of B, okay? Here's a mistake that a lot of students will make. They don't realize that 264 and cosine of B are being multiplied, and they try to add it with 121 and 144. Subtract it. You save this for the very last step. So this part is going to end up being your last step. So what we can do right now is add together 121 and 144, excuse me. So we get 49 is equal to 265, still minus the 264 times cosine of B. Again, still that last step, so now I can take care of my 265 by subtracting 265 from both sides. 49 minus 265 will be a negative number, and that's okay. I get negative 216, and then is now equal to negative 264 times the cosine of B. Okay, here's where we can move that 264. We are going to divide negative 264 on both sides. So negative 216 divided by negative 264 is 0.818181 la la la. And that's equal to the cosine of B. Now we will take the inverse of the cosine of this decimal to figure out what our degree is, and that is going to give us about 35.1 rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay? So, keeping that in mind, see if you can try to solve example 5. Pause it, label, try it. When you're ready to check, click play. All right, again, I started off labeling my A, B, and C. I'm going to say my A side is 35, B side is 24, and C side is 16. And it looks like I don't have my A, so I'm going to use my A squared is equal to formula. So A squared is 35 squared is equal to B squared, 24 squared, plus 16 squared, C squared, minus 2 times 24 times 16 times the cosine of A, which is unknown at this point. 35 squared is 1,225. 24 squared is 576. 16 squared is 256. And then 2 times 24 times 16. 2 times 24 times 16. So I'm going to get minus 768 times the cosine of A. Again, we save this for the very end, so let's focus on these first two things out front. 576 plus 256 is 832. So copy paste everything that's remaining. So 832 is equal to 1,225. Here's where we subtract 832. We're going to get 393 is equal to negative 768 times the cosine of A. Don't forget that minus in front of the 768. All this is right together, okay? Then to solve, divide both sides by negative 768. So 393 divided by negative 768 is a negative 0.51171875. And that is equal to the cosine of A. So here's where we will use our inverse of cosine, and we get 120.8 for x. Okay? A lot of things to consider there, so just making sure we're doing our best to be meticulous, pay attention to detail, and solve in the correct order. Last example, again, if you want to pause it and try on your own. If not, let's go ahead and try it together. I start at the top, go clockwise, so I'm choosing ABC here. This is side B, side A, side C. I'm not given my angle for B, so I'm going to use my B squared. So 21 squared is equal to A squared, which would be 16 squared plus C squared, or 26 squared, minus 2 times 16 times 26 times the cosine of B. Some of you might have even been doing cosine of x, and that's still okay. 21 squared is 441. 16 squared is 256. 26 squared is 676. And then 2 times 16 times 26 is 832. So minus 832 cosine of B. If it helps, you can put all this in a box together and leave it alone for a while. 256 plus 676 is 932. Minus 832 cosine of B still equals 441. We're going to subtract 932 from both sides. 441 minus 932 is negative 491, is equal to negative 832 cosine of B. Then final step, dividing by negative 832 on both sides. Well, next to final step. Negative 491 divided by negative 832, I got decimal 0.590144231 is equal to the cosine of B. So the inverse cosine of this decimal, I got 53.8. is equal to x. And there we have it. That'll be the conclusion of our law of cosines. So hopefully this gives you some good guidance on how to tackle those questions. As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Have a great day.